When I was little, my parents used to take my sisters and me to puppet shows when we were being good students. So marionettes and puppets were for me my magical place to be. My first pieces during school and then after I graduated talk about the human condition from a social point of view. So that then took me to develop work based on the human being as a marionette. When I finished my undergraduate program in arts, I started looking for a job and I started working for the public school system in Bogota, and I had students that belonged to families that were running away from their farms when they had to face a social war that is happening in Colombia for over more than 60 years. If you live in Bogota, you don't know about it just through the radio or through the TV. So my students were all like little puppets that were depending on the social machine, and I'm talking about the education system and the political system and the religious itself, to offer them a better life. And I really thought that we all human beings are depending on other people or situations to shape our lives or to shape our determinations. My work has been always very social oriented. I've been talking about the female condition, about some difference in cultures, about manipulation, and mostly about politics. The way I came to politics was simply because in 2012 I became an American citizen, and then I really find myself having a hard time to decide politically how I would represent myself. Now, in the States, politics is a very passionate topic, and I noticed that when you talk about politics in front of a group or with a group, you have to be careful because some people are very sensitive about it while others don't care much. And then it's funny because I formulate a question about, hey, what do you think about this candidate? What's your political position about this or that? And then I just noticed that I have to just stay quiet and shut my mouth because people start talking widely and longly about that. And I thought it was very interesting. In the US, I think politics it's a big industry. The government is trying to entertain the people through TV, spectacles, exhibitions, sports. And so in that way, once people are being entertained, they are not paying attention to what's going on in the government. And so they got distracted and then less active. Entertainment is good. We all need some fun in order to just, be happy people. But then if we're conscious about that, that is wonderful. If we let others to manipulate our happiness, that is a problem. And that's what I want to talk about now.